Hi everyone, welcome to Draw With Me, and today we're going to be drawing eyes. That's right, it's a feature of the human face, and because we see human faces so much, if it's not right, it looks wrong. So it's going to be a super basic tutorial on how to draw eyes, and not only are we going to be doing it head on, but also from different angles. So if you feel like trying it and giving it a go, join with me, feel free to pause the video, and yeah, feel free to make mistakes like I do, like the one I just did, I suppose. So for the first step, we're just going to draw a basic arc, like so. Nothing too difficult at this stage. And once we've drawn that arc, we're just going to hook this around and draw the tear duct area, I suppose. So again, very simple, and it's just this collection of simple steps that will eventually tie together and hopefully look realistic. So now that we've done that, we're just going to bring this around in quite a flat line and tuck it up here. Now that we've got the basic shape of the actual eye, we're going to draw almost an entire circle. So it's going to, if anything, reach outside the eyelids. Because honestly, how often do we see the entire iris? We don't. So I'm just going to rub that out. Okay, so next we'll be drawing the pupil, which is actually pretty small, all things considered. Now at this point it looks kind of creepy, but you can see where it's going. So we're just going to shade this in. And the next step is to just draw two small circles anywhere, and this is going to act as reflection because eyes are quite glossy and they refract light quite easily. And then we're going to draw some lines here, not all the way, and feel free to mix them up, but this is going to form our colour of our eye. And try and draw it from the centre of the circle outwards, not like that. So and it doesn't matter if you draw it into the pupil, because we can always go over that a bit darker later. In fact, I'll do it a bit darker now. Okay, so now we're going to put a bit more definition into the iris. So a bit darker around the edges. And then do those lines from the other direction. Okay, so my recording cut out halfway through. At least you get to see the finished result, but how about I quickly go over it all over again, and hopefully we can catch up where we left off. So, as I said before, we'll start with an arc. This doesn't have to be perfect by any means, and this is going to be quick, so it'll show you how easy this can be. Loop around, join it up here. Let's do, again, almost an entire circle. A pupil here. Shade it in. Draw 2 reflective circles, and then branch out from the center. Like so. And now that I'm incredibly paranoid, I'm constantly checking my phone to see if it hasn't stopped recording, and it's fine. So now that you've done it on the outside, you want to define the iris. And then from the outside, bring it in. And do a collection of shorter and long lines with a nice sharp pencil. Maybe give a bit more definition. Okay, so now that we've done both the inner lines and the outer lines, we can start to develop a bit of a tear duct here. And you can be really rough with this. Just kind of give some shading because the eyelid is not exactly on the eye itself, so there will be a bit of a shadow. Okay, and we'll just want to get this a little bit. Now this is really just a very quick sketch, but that we've defined this, we can start to do the eyelashes. So with an eyelash you want to hold your pencil down the edge of the eyelid and just flick. That's a quick movement, or if you want to try it more controlled you can. And we want varying lengths, which all seem to be going to the left at the moment, but once it gets around here you want to start mixing it up with some flicks going right. Now we can start seeing it come together. And now we want to do the same for the bottom, but before we do that, we'll just give it a bit of a layer. So we've got a line here already, but then you want to do a line underneath it with a bit of a gap. And then you want your eyelashes to come from this lower layer. Yeah. And again, do a point and then flick. It's not perfect by any means, but pretend this person just woke up. And I'm just going to give a bit more definition around here. Maybe I should sharpen my pencil. And we can start to form the eyebrow. Which will rest above the eye like so. And we can give some shading to it. and just play around a bit, have fun. Everyone has different styles of drawing, so we need to be creative and just explore on our own, otherwise we're just copying each other. But more or less that looks like an eye, I think. Now we're going to move on to doing an eye looking to the side or down, just at a different angle, so it's not just looking straight on. So I'm thinking maybe we do an eye looking to the left. So we'll start with the actual eye itself, and now it's not going to be as spherical. It's going to look a bit weird at the start, but stick with me. So if we just do another arc here, and make this quite sharp, like so. Okay, that's good. And then we'll want to bring this upwards now, like so. About here. Good, nice and sharp. And this is a bit, it's going to look weird initially, but stick with me. We're going to draw the eyelid here, and it's going to loop around like so. And now we're just going to add a bit of shaping to it, so it doesn't look as alien. And then we're going to bring this around. Then all the way to meet this other line. Okay. And now we're going to bring this around to form the iris. And also the pupil like so. And we can just shade that in. I'm going to immediately use my darker pencil, which is a 10B. So it's starting to come together. Still looks a bit weird, but we'll just create a bit of a reflective line here. And then shade the rest of the eye in. Because we're not going directly onwards this time, we have to do the colouring slightly differently. Okay, like so. Then we want to add a bit of shading here. And on the eyelid. Okay, and now we can start to do our lines from the center. And try and make the lines on this hand side a bit shorter than the ones on the right. And then once you've done that, you can kind of go a bit darker into the shading around the edge. This should hopefully give it a bit more definition, a bit more depth. And then you can bring the lines from the outside as well. But don't go over this lighter part. Okay, you can just play around that, be a bit rough about it. And continue just to experiment a bit. Everyone's eyes are unique, so technically you can't go wrong. It's art, it's objective. And the best way to learn is just to really try yourself. Okay, so for the next part, we're going to start drawing our eyelashes again. So let's, because it's at an angle that's farther away and it's kind of curved around a bit, we'll start by drawing from this lower line here and do that same hold and flick. Again, varying lengths, different angles, and you can begin to understand why sometimes you get eyelashes caught in your eye. And then we can fill it out more. Just kind of, don't go overboard, but people have a lot of eyelashes, so. And once you've done this kind of thing, you can start to do the outer ones here. And the upper ones here. So then you can kind of see where this angle around the eye comes from. And give it some more. Got to admit, this angle does look a bit creepy. But after we give it a bit of light shading, there's your eye from the side. Imagine the nose would be coming from around here. But I cannot begin to start drawing noses yet. They are, other than hands and ears, I find those the worst. So that is a very basic way how to draw eyes. I hope you've learned something. I definitely have. So I hope that you draw with me and have a good day.